Good morning. I'm gonna talk about Aliens. This is going to be the remake, I hope. Yeah. In my previous video, the one that got deleted, I was talking about the fact that there are so many clues to aliens that could have been on this planet. I think they were. That's personal. There is proof for it. A lot of things that state these that support this theory. We have, first of all, one of the major clues is the many pyramids, the megaliths, the monoliths, the monuments that were built with huge stoneworks that have been fashioned in a way that awes us up until the day today. We have pyramids all over. We have one in Giza, we have Peru, we have China, we have now Bulgaria. Apparently there are other structures that have pyramid-like shapes, like some temples in the Far East, in India. They have this more curved style of decorating, but it's still a pyramid if you look correctly. 4 sides going up. The amazing thing about these monuments is they all are aligned with the certain stars in the sky. They would be aligned back 10,500 years or so, most of these monuments. And that's not just 1 or 2, but most of them. So this is kind of obvious. And even the new one, the pyramids at Bulgaria, are appearing to be aligned with the same star system, sky. So why would you do that? I mean, everybody around the world is fixating on Orion. You must know. So we, with our current technology, cannot build these monuments like that. We just can't. So, with logic dictates, we have a couple of possibilities. The first one is we've had a human civilization that was far beyond our current one. Because they built those monuments, right? Or it's aliens. And why not? Haven't you read any ancient stories? Take for instance the Bible, the Vedas, nearly every ancient God story. I don't know about the Quran actually, but I do believe they even tell us God made us. They all tell us this. And previously I made this video about aliens and telling the same kind of things. I produced it way before I ever heard of Prometheus. So, isn't it possible these gods were aliens, were extraterrestrials coming to our planet for whatever kind of reason. Sitchin says they were here for the gold. I find that hard to believe, considering there's a huge fucking universe out there. Why come here to this little speck? No, that's bullshit. They didn't come here for the resources, people. I cannot believe that. That's bullshit. They might have told us, okay, these resources are very nice to have, like gold. And I think we haven't even grasped half of what we could do with the gold. But I do believe there was some kind of creature that created us to work as servants, slaves, if you will. And I think most of the religious stories tell stories about these beings as them being gods. Most of the ancient belief systems were of gods, multiple god systems, pantheons. You have the Norse, the Greeks, the Romans, still the Hindus. You have the North American indigenous people. You have the Australian indigenous people. You have the Mayas, the Incas, the Aztecs. You have a lot of tribes in Africa that still believe in multiple deities. I think everything is one, so I don't believe in multiple deities. I think those are different aspects of the same being. But that's just personal, I guess. We have these many stories about creatures coming from the sky down to our earth and creating us. Does that mean you shouldn't believe in the Bible and God and stuff like that? Well, we know these books have been rewritten time and again. I don't know about the Quran, but I know about the Bible. It's screwed. It's just screwed. There are still cores of truth in it, but it's screwed, man. And I still recommend reading it. For the simple reason there is still truth in it. You just need to know how to look for it. And to know how to look for it means do not listen to the churches. In my previous video I stated I was atheist. Well, that means I do not believe in God. That's not true. I believe in God, I just don't have a church. I have an undefined church. So, did they leave? I mean, why would you create a servant, then leave him be? What's up with that? So, let's look at their creation, us. We humans. Something particular to notice? Well, I do not want to discriminate, but there are races of humans. Different kind of races with different kind of facial build-ups. Undeniably, of course, the skin color. So it's one thought could be there were multiple aliens fabricating us, but then you'd have to ask the question, why did they all take the Neanderthaler? And how come our bone structure is so very similar? If you compare it with the Homo neanderthalis, not just the skull, the entire bone structure, you will notice their bones are much heavier. Their arms are way longer for a primate that walks on four on their legs and on their arms. They did have the characteristics of hands, and maybe that's the answer to the question. Now, I believe in Darwinism and in creationism. I theorize it's like this: they came to this planet for whatever reason. They needed a servant, or at least needed to make a human. And a human is much broader than we think, I presume. So they went down and they found homolicious. They seen the hands, and this is just theory. They were like, okay, look at that creature, they have the hands of God. Now, isn't that mind-boggling to you? Think like that. You know, when you dive into this material, you notice there are multiple beings that are apparently inside this universe, right? A part of this universe. Let me rephrase that. They usually have our looks. Some are said to be reptilians or draconians. Some are insectoids. I don't know about the insectoid, but most of these creatures all have hands. They all walk bipedal, as far as I can discern. I mean, I don't know if it's true or what. So it appears to be our form is universal. Legs, arms, hands. That's awesome. And pretty logical, actually, if you think about it. So how about this? We can evolve through a particular set of body parts. I mean, we see it with birds in the small islands in the Pacific. One island, the bird group has a pointy long beak, and the other they have like a parrot beak. Same species, different races. So it's not that hard to think about us. what amazes me is actually that we only have one type of human being. I think we should be thankful, because it would have been a race war. And I think we actually exterminated the Neanderthal. We are supposed to have lived alongside them for a couple of million years. No, 1 million? I don't know, 500,000? A long time. And in my previous video I stated I knew where Atlantis was. Well, little nuances on that. There's this old map. I think it's the map of Pyrie or something like that. It depicts the Atlantic Ocean. We all know why it's called the Atlantic Ocean, because we all know the Strait of Gibraltar is the tip of Spain and Morocco. That's gotta be the portal Plato was referring to. And so, but the map of Pyrie, I don't know how he's called, depicts the Atlantic with a piece of Africa, a piece of South America, and a piece of Antarctica. And this map is ancient. Get that through your thick skull. This map is ancient, is said to be ancient, let that be clear. It's from way before we discovered Antarctica, at least. And Perrier said, drew this one from multiple, even older maps. Yes? So in the 1500s, they knew exactly how Antarctica, the coastline was. We've only figured this out in the 20th century, people. We weren't there yet, people. Beside that, Atlantis is supposed to be swallowed up by the sea. The only big continental landmass I know that's below water in ice form is Antarctica. So, yeah, I think Antarctica is a big one for the Atlantis theory. But recently I found another map on which apparently Atlantis is depicted. You see pieces of South Spain, North Morocco, and one end, I think it's on the left hand, because the map is inverted. Then you see an island. And I've done another video about this, you can check it out. Atlantis theory, I think it's called. And, well, there is this below sea mountain that's like exactly the same as that picture. So what we need to do is find out if the drawings is real. Of course, doubt it. Funny thing about it is there are these circles a little bit up north from the submerged island, and I see 3 rings, and if I remember correctly, Plato stated the city was built in centricles, circles around each other. So that's another feature that's consistent. I think even these circles were just as deep as the island, and what you call it? the water lines are much deeper, you know, so you do have an island circle, and then a circle of water around it, then a circle of island, then a circle of water, and a circle of island, just as the stories. So this one is a very strong case. I'm still not sure, but I think it's either that or Antarctica. And we do at this moment realize there is so much more alien activity. Unidentified activity, if you will. There are these channelings, there's these sightings. So, in a nutshell, I wouldn't be surprised if they found another pyramid below the ice at Antarctica. Frankly, it's been militarized from the World War II. And there are stories rising right now about the Germans finding a hole down and supporting the hollow earth theory. I don't know. It's kind of strange that there is this military presence 24/7 down there, and that well, if you look at the maps, I don't think the center is the exact South Pole isn't being shown, but I don't know. I haven't been there, so I wouldn't know. But it wouldn't surprise me, you know? Shit like that turns up. Wouldn't surprise me if shit like that has turned up and they kept quiet about it. Just like they keep quiet about the recent find in the Basque Sea? I don't know. They've been awfully quiet about that. It's been weeks, I guess. Haven't they returned yet? What's up with that? I would like to know. Yet again, who the fuck am I? So, I hope I gave you some things to think about. Oh, one more thing. If you remember the story about the Tower of Babel, in conjunction with the stories about Atlantis, you would notice the tower is a round tower going very straight up, very high. Could it be the central of the city of Atlantis? A circle-ish city? I don't know. Could be. Wouldn't surprise me again. Oh well. Tell me what you think about it.